We have several different videos that focus on wiring, from wiring relays to wiring Deutsch connectors to wiring Packard style connectors, GM style connectors, soldering, you name it. We've talked a lot about it, even parasitic draws. But let's change this just a bit, still sticking with wiring, but talking about labeling wiring. And where this comes into play is something like you're adding accessories to your car, whether that be, say, fog lights, stereo, amps, things like that. Maybe even backup cameras, and you're adding different wiring, or maybe you're adding some high power stuff to your pickup truck, anything like that. Or even look at any type of motorsport, so your race cars, when it comes to your boats, and adding a different battery or another battery, adding a trolling motor battery, adding Lowrance stuff, GPS stuff, bilge pumps, all of those things, RVs, you name it, when you're adding wires. So you're adding relays, you're adding big positive wires going to your batteries. Well, how do you know where those things go to? And especially turn the tide a little bit to servicing that. Maybe you're on the mechanic side or the service side of that, or maybe you're just the person that put it on but can't remember what it was. So you've got this, battery post with 5 different cables coming off of it, and you're wonder what these went to. So if we put a label on them and make it to where it'll last, that's going to make it really easy. Also, if you are on that worker side, that mechanic side, all of a sudden your work stands out above the rest when the customer comes up, sees labels on everything, and can easily identify what you've added. Let's dig in and take a look on how we can add these labels and make them last. So let's just say, for example, we've added a battery to our boat. Again, this could be anything, but we want to add this battery, and maybe we have it on a battery switch, or maybe we have it, again, tied to the other battery, but we just have these wires going places that later on it would be nice to know, where's this battery going to, or where's this positive lead actually going to? So we can take our label maker here. And by the way, I'm using a label maker. This is the DYMO. I think this is at least 10 years old. I know it's at least 5 or 6 years old, but I believe it's closer to 10 years old. This is nothing new. This is nothing fancy whatsoever. I think this sells for around 50 bucks. You can get some other label makers. I think the name is Brady. They tend to run about double that and higher. That seems to be a little more industrial maybe. My point is, it's not just about the label maker, and I'm sure there's some that have a lot more features than this does, but this absolutely does the job and can very simply do it. Like I said, I think this is 50 bucks, but you can go up higher if you want to. It has these cartridges that stick in here that you can get with different colors. So this one actually is black on yellow. So in other words, it's yellow tape, and it's plastic tape, as it says right there. So it's plastic tape, and when it comes out, it will be black written on it, but you can get different colors as we have here. Here's red. Here is actually, you see it says paper. So this is actually black on white paper. And then here's our green and our blue. And I believe this is just white, which again be black on white, and it is the plastic. And by the way, you can get like a 5-pack of the colors. I believe Amazon had it for like 15 bucks, and these are 20-foot rolls. I think 15 feet. I think 15 feet rolls of the plastic. So you get 5 different 15-foot rolls for about $15. And most of the time when you're printing these things out, you're typically printing out a little short piece. But so anyway, let's get back to what's at hand. So we're going to use a simple label maker. We're going to use the yellow plastic tape. So again, you could even label this. Let's say if you had a bilge pump, maybe you would have a certain color format. Maybe for lights, you'd have a color format. Maybe for a fuel pump, another. So you could definitely designate different areas of whatever you're adding wiring to with different colors as well. But I'm just going to turn on my label maker, and let's just call this, let me delete what I have on here. So you can see my screen is blank there, and I'm just going to go all caps here, and we'll say bat, and then 1. So I've just got bat 1 on here, and then I'm going to hit the print button, and you'll see that it's going to stick out the side right there. And it's got a little cutter right here. I can push that. And so now I've got a new label that says BAT1, so battery 1. Could I put positive on there? Absolutely. Could I put the number sign? Absolutely. Could I write out battery? Absolutely. Really depending on what you're going for here as to what you're going to add. And by the way, on the DYMO stuff, or DYMO, whatever it is, DYMO I think, it splits lengthwise on the back where the paper is. It actually makes it pretty easy. I say that. To pull the backing off. And by the way, I'm not just talking about putting a sticker on here, but let's just do that. So, and let's wrap it around this way. And obviously you can't go too long with that because you don't want to cover up your own wording. So there you have it, battery 1 or BAT1. And so we can see that that's battery 1. Well, that's probably going to wear off. Not probably, it is going to wear off over time. However, that's why we have this here. And you may be getting ahead of me, but please don't just yet. So then I've got some heat shrink. I'll shorten it up a little bit. I don't need the whole piece. So then I've got some clear heat shrink, which also, they say it's dual walled. So in other words, it's got like an adhesive layer in it. And so now I've got my label on there and I've got some heat shrink. Let me slide that away from the other heat shrink there. And you always know that you're hot enough when you start seeing the adhesive ooze out the end. And that's when you know that you've got a good seal on it. And so now this is sealed to the wire. It's also sealed to the label. I can still read that very easily. So I've got see-through or transparent heat shrink that has adhesive in it that's going to grab on to this wire as well as grab onto that label. And so now I've got my label protected. If I get a little gas on it, something like that, it's not going to be a big deal. A little oil, you've got it out in the ocean all the time in your boat, but now you can easily see when you go to service this, when you go to change out the battery switch or whatever it is, change out the cables, you know this is to battery number 1. Or you could say starter battery or trolling motor battery, whatever. And depending on, again, which label maker you have, you can do things lengthwise. So if I wanted to put this down like this, I could do that. I could also do things like, having multi-line. So here's battery number 1 in a real small font. And I could do it that way or this way, or maybe it's smaller wire. But your label maker is really not the biggest key there. Most of the label makers are going to be able to do that. And you may be jumping ahead because you can take these label makers and you can buy these cartridges that are heat shrink. However, I'm not crazy about those because the heat shrink is very thin. And you'd have to assume that, by the way, they would have to coil it up to be able to fit in here and fit through the little print head on here. And so I'm not crazy about that. Also, that would mean that you would need different sizes of heat shrink and cartridges for each one. Then you'd be limited to your label maker. You'd have to go to more of an industrial label maker that has the heat shrink that it prints on. So that is an option. It's just going to be more money, and you're not getting that, protection layer of the clear heat shrink. And we're talking cheap stuff here. Again, I mentioned, I think the 5-pack is like $15. I think this pack of translucent marine heat shrink was like, I believe, $12 for all these different sizes. So, you could buy several of those without having to buy the higher dollar label maker. And I think you're getting a better product on the end. Another idea would be you've got a muscle car, and rather than running all your high power electricity through your light switches because you want to go up to a xenon bulb or to an LED bulb that's going to draw a lot of current, well, that's really taxing on those switches and things. So running to a relay is the way to do that. And let's just talk about your running lights. So we label our relay to be lights. Well, in this case, we've got 87 and 87A that are, 87 is going to be normally open, or 87A. Anyway, and so let's say your running lights are hooked to one, and then maybe your bright lights or your low beams on one and your high beams on the other. So we may want to label that. So we can go here and I can say, okay, my low beams, I printed on green, and I can even shorten this up if I want to. And I don't have to worry a ton about getting this sticker dirty here, or fingerprints on it anyway. So now on these, I can run this around. Now just hit our label. But so now that says low beam. And again, regardless of whether or not that's sticking really well or not, which actually it is sticking pretty well. So now we've got high beams, we've got low beams. And again, we can go to our heat shrink. And so now we've got our high beams labeled and our low beams labeled. And let's talk about something. If you'll notice something showing up right here, well, that's turning black. You do have to be careful to not overheat these, and you don't want to just grab a torch and hit them, because this is using like a thermotape or a thermopaper. Think of fax machines, think of receipt paper, things like that, that if you heat them up a lot, they'll kind of turn black. The same way here. So it'll take some heat, but then once you put a lot of heat to it, it will turn black. Now, that's going to be absolutely fine somewhere around your lights, around your battery and things like that. Don't get them close to, say, a turbocharger or an exhaust manifold or something like that, but that's the case with any wiring whatsoever. So just be careful of that not overheating it and not holding that heat gun right on there for an extended period of time. Just get that heat shrink to squeeze and to squeeze out the adhesive, and then you get a nice seal. You can easily read that and be able to see that, okay, here's our high beam, here's our low beam, and now we know later on when we go to look at that, and we've got a line of relays wired in, which one's the fuel pump, which one's the lights, which one's the running lights, which one's the high beams, which one's the low beams, and so forth. And so you can see here we have all sorts of different fonts, so you can do different block lettering, small lines, dual lines, and again, different label makers can do even more. But now you can see that, okay, this is feeding my fuel pump. Okay, this is feeding, my fog lights. Maybe it's on my Jeep, whatever. You can see all those things nice and labeled, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. And again, if you're doing the work for a customer and they come and see this, it's just going to look a lot better when everything's labeled and nice and covered and protected when you've added those accessories to their vehicle. So let us know if you have any better ideas in labeling, wiring, and electrical stuff. So have a great day. Keep smiling.